system for bringing together the various sort of various departments in government, agriculture, health, etc., social protection, is actually deemed to be one of the best practice example in the region. This doesn't mean that Guatemala is doing well on all the indicators, not at all. And again, it doesn't also mean that Guatemala has just already sort of achieved sort of the outcomes that we're looking for. So there are other sort of top sort of ranked countries which also have actually quite poor outcomes. Malawi sort of has very high stunting rates. Madagascar is not doing much better, number 2 and 3. So we see the outcomes are bad. Right now, sort of we argue that sort of commitment levels are relatively high compared to the others in the set of countries. So what does this mean? Does political commitment not matter? We argue this is not likely. And I think I've explained before that right now it's difficult to say what the impact is of commitment now in terms of future improvements. And this is something that we'll continue working on as well, I should mention that. We might also find actually there are other causal factors which drive these outcomes, and we know that of course there are, because an economic downturn, big natural disasters, droughts can have massive impacts on outcomes on the ground, nothing to do with government commitment whatsoever. So we know the political commitment, or we argue commitment is one of the factors. How big a factor it is we don't really know, but we like to sort of try to establish that sort of over coming years. Okay, key findings, 5 minutes, 3 minutes? Okay, briefly then. You might have seen already in the rankings which are presented that some countries did, actually, except for Guatemala, which was #1 on nutrition commitment, #1 on hunger commitment. Quite a few countries actually have very disparate sort of scores, so they do really well